In this video, you will learn all about the Trespa product and the TS150 system, which would be installed with a wood structure behind the panels. This is a cost-effective residential system versus a commercial or industrial one. Let's begin with the tools required to install. You will need one of four saws: a CNC router table, or a vertical table saw, or a bench saw, or a portable saw. You will also need a router, or a file, and a power drill. A carbide tip blade with alternate teeth or trapezoid flat tooth is required when cutting the panel, with a feed at 23 to 72 feet per minute. To prevent the material from chipping, apply masking tape on the cut line. Place the teeth at the decorative side of the panel when entering. If you are using a portable saw, then you will have to reverse the panel with the decorative side down. No sealing is required after cutting. With freshly cut panels, the edges can become dangerous. Breaking the edges will ensure the panels will not be damaged during manipulation or installation. To break the edges, use a file or sandpaper, and for the best result, use a router with a 45-degree bit. Use a heavy-duty lift truck or one with longer forks to move the panels, as the panels are large and heavy, so a regular lift truck will not suffice. Panels are stackable, up to 6 meters high. The panels should always be stored flat and on the original skid. Use two people when attempting to move the panels and avert sliding them to avoid scratches. Be sure to clear any dust or dirt away before stacking, and it is a good idea to use a spacer like a small piece of styrofoam or a foam sticker to prevent two panels touching. And if you're storing them for a long period of time, you should prevent moisture from forming on the top panel of the top skid, as they will warp if not stored correctly. There are two types of anchoring points. The first one is a fixed point, using a 13 64-inch diameter drill bit, placed at the center of the panel. If the fixed point cannot be placed at the center, then two fixed points can be made next to each other with a diameter of 1/4 inch drill bit. The second type is called a sliding point, using 5/16 inch drill bit for all the remaining holes used for the expansion and contraction of the panels. The distance between the first anchor point and the edge is no less than 20 millimeters and can go up to 10 times the panel thickness. The maximum fitting center depends on the thickness of the panel, number of screws, and the finish. So for example, if you have a panel thickness of 10 millimeters and a distance of 29 inches between two fasteners with a finish of satin rock, then you will have two fasteners in one direction. If you have a distance of 50 inches, then you will have 3 or more fasteners in one direction. For the substrate, it is recommended that you use pressure-treated wood rather than regular wood due to the longevity of the panels. If you place the membrane behind the timbers, a layer of black EPDM rubber should be placed between the panel and the timbers at the joint for aesthetic purposes. A vinyl batten can also be used. If you place a membrane in front of the timber and wrap it around the timber, you will not need the EPDM rubber. A minimum of 20 millimeter air cavity behind the panel must be maintained to create a natural air circulation. Using a vent screen at the bottom panel will prevent anything from getting inside, like birds or rodents. The batten must be installed vertically and not horizontally, and the top and bottom should always be open to maintain a chimney effect for the airflow so that the panel does not warp. Because of the phenolic material and the physical properties of the panels, they will contract and expand. A minimum of 10 millimeters must be kept between a panel and another object like a door or another panel. The bottom panel should be installed first firmly against the wall to support the weight of the future panel above using temporary spacers. All holes must be pre-drilled, and the fixed point screw should be installed first to lock the panel in place. There are two types of corners that you can create. One is an overlapping joint, the other is a mitered joint. If you use a mitered joint, a 3 millimeter gap must be made between the panels to accommodate the expanding and contracting. The two corner panels cannot be more than 27 inches wide, and the fixed point should be located as close as possible to the corner. There you have it. You now have a vast knowledge of the TS-150 system and how to install it.